Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Rue. I am here continuing on with my series of using every single shade in all of my palettes. Today we are playing with the Morphe Live in Color. I haven't dipped into this one in a while. For a bit, I dipped into it pretty frequently and then it just kind of fell off my radar, so I'm excited to start dipping back into this one. This is look number 1. We'll be jumping into that shortly here. But yeah, this is actually my biggest palette in my collection. It has the most shades, so I wanted to get it off my checklist, off my to-do list, and also I wanted to pick a palette that I haven't been giving a lot of love to lately. I try to do one palette that's still a tried and true, and then one palette that I'm not really dipping into, and kind of rotate between the two. Sometimes I just grab what I want, but I'm trying to really make sure that I'm going into palettes that aren't getting a lot of love, as well as palettes that I still am a big fan of. Let's go.
Hello! So I want to try and use as many shades as possible in this palette for the first look, just to try and make the rest a little easier, because I've been kind of like dreading but not dreading using up this palette. All my other big ones I'm excited to use. They're not this big, and also they are palettes that are like my absolute favorites, but this one I'm just kind of dreading having to use every single shade in it. So I just put some tape on. I took it off my hand so it's not super tacky, just tacky enough to keep the makeup in place. Now we're gonna go in with my Morphe eye primer, and update, I have 2 of these still, so I'm good for primer for a while. Although in my 3 months of the Eyescream box, I could definitely see myself getting a new one to try. But honestly, like, these primers last me forever. Although now that I'm doing makeup pretty frequently again, that could change. I could go through it a lot faster, so we'll see. Do you like how I put my primer on? It looks so easy. I really use a brush when I'm filming, but I just don't care that much. I have no idea what I want to do, but we're gonna go ahead and start with the white one just in the brow bone. So that one's called Milk, and I'm just popping that in the brow bone, and I almost did both eyes. I don't want to do that. I've been doing really good about making one eye for TikToks and then one eye for content. One eye for content on here. I need to open my drink. Trying to think. I'm just gonna start plopping colors places. We're gonna start with this one. This is SF, and I'm just gonna go in with a small fluffy brush. So it's a matte that has a little bit of sparkle in it. The sparkle probably won't stick. Usually it doesn't on these type of shades, but we're just gonna put that on the outer part of the crease. I want to pack a lot of shades into this look, so I'm just gonna do a tiny bit, something like that. And then, do I want to go in with another pink, or do I want to go in with red or blue? Ooh. Let's go in with Life. It's like a very true red shade. And we're just gonna pop it in the center of the crease and just blend these shades together a little bit. So I feel like this video is going to have the most looks just because it's my biggest palette. My guess is that I can squish it down to 4 looks, but it might be 5. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. Next, let's go into Pride, which is this like peachy orange shade. It barely looks touched, so that's one of the shades that basically I'm doing this video to use more of. I don't know if I've ever touched that shade actually, but it's cute. I like that. That's only 3 shades though, and I wanted to fit more for mattes. What can I do to add more? I mean, I can pull some colors underneath, which I'll do, and I don't know how well this is gonna work, but let's go in with Sunlight, the yellow shade. I'm just wiping my brush off as I go in, using the same brush right now for all of these shades. And I think we're gonna put it in the inner corner and pull it up above the shades, and I think I want to pull it above all the shades on my crease and kind of use it as a blending out shade for all of them. I'll still put a shimmer in my crease, I think, maybe like a topper. This one is giving a lot of fallout, but I always have fallout. I'm a messy makeup doer. I'm gonna just blend all those shades together a little bit, so I'm just gonna go back into each shade and just touch it up just a little bit. So today, as I'm filming the first look, the new Nomad Cosmetics palette got sneak peeked for the Halloween palette, the Salem one, and it is so pretty. I've never tried Nomad, but
Their Halloween ones are always the ones that really tempt me and make me want to try them. But your girl's on a budget and I already signed up for a 3-month makeup subscription, so I'm having a hard time. That's the thing, like getting back into makeup like I have been, I want all of the things. Can't have all of the things. I really like this. I think it's giving it a nice sunsetty sunrise vibe. But honestly, dipping into my palettes has helped, like kind of making myself play with everything again. It makes me feel better to have a form of content to do with all my old palettes. So once I'm done this series, I want to try and figure out another series to do. I wouldn't mind doing a makeup bingo with every single palette in my collection. I did a couple forever ago, but I think I'd just restart because that was so long ago. I'm pretty happy with how this is coming along. I've used 2, 3, 4, 5 shades so far. So that's pretty good. If I can cram some shimmers in and do the under eye, I might be able to get this palette down to 3 looks, which would be crazy. Do you like the sirens? I don't know what shimmers I want to use yet. I'll probably use... There's not a lot of shimmers. Well, I think I know. We're going to go in with my glitter primer. I have one glitter primer left, and it's the Unearthly one. So once this one runs out, I still have that one. So I'm just putting the glitter primer on my lid. I could have done a cut crease instead. Maybe I'll do that one of these days. I feel like I want to see... Well, Oh, I was going to add some depth. We can still do that too. Hold on. We're going to finish putting the glitter primer in. I'm so sorry if that like wannabe sentence didn't make any sense. My brain just went to like 5 places at once. All right, we're gonna go in with Healing and Culture, and we're gonna start with that. I feel like I'm not getting it on the whole lid. I don't know what's going, not the whole lid, but where I want it. I'm like, did I not glitter prime good enough? There we go. That's a little better. Oh, and then for the shimmers and the primer, I went in with a flat brush. Sorry, I have to get used to saying that more. Now I'm going in with Culture, and that one feels like a lot softer of a shimmer. Just blending the two together a little bit. And I think I want to also go in, I'm just wiping my brush off, with Gilbert, because we're going to deepen up the mattes with NYC. So we're going to go in with the shimmery black, which I feel like, actually that's better than Morgana was from the Persona Phantom Thieves palette from Game Beauty. So I think that'll work. So we're going to go in with Gilbert and then deepen up that corner with NYC. So I'm just using a little bit of it just to make blending NYC a little easier. And then I'm going to wipe off my brush and just blend it into that peach shimmer Culture a little bit. Picking up a little more of Culture, something like that. That's not bad. I feel like now that I'm getting a little older, I have to like hold my eyelid down to not get a line in the center that I miss for eyeshadow. Like, that's new. I never had to do that a couple years ago. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, now I'm just gonna take a little pencil brush to go into that matte black NYC. And we're just gonna pop it out here. Something like that. I think I like that. We still need to do inner corner and under the eye. So I'm gonna pull off the tape. All right. Do I want to bring in a little bit of green to the inner corner? I was thinking I could use Activism on the inner corner. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's pretty cute. I'm pretty happy with how this look is coming along and blending. I forgot that this palette was pretty good. I've been hearing so much about how Morphe like sucked and some other stuff, sure, yeah, but like this palette was not bad. I wouldn't say it's as good as some of my other palettes, but like it's blending really well. The pigment's fine. No complaints so far. I think for under my eye, I'm just trying to decide, do I want to just bring some of the black under, or do I want to bring, I think we're just going to bring NYC, the black matte, but nice and simple. I'm pretty happy. I used up 9 shades today. So if I can do that again for 2 more looks, that would be more than enough, yeah, for 3 looks for the video. We'll see if I can do it again. My partner was saying that I should do a look where I use something from every single palette of mine. I'm like, I don't have a huge collection compared to a lot of people that do content. I think I'm around 30 palettes, but I don't know if I could do that. Like he has a lot of faith in me, more faith than I'd have in myself. I'm gonna touch up the black right in the outer corner a little bit. And then I'm gonna take my fluffy brush from earlier and just blend it a little bit more. just right in the crease. I was having a tiny bit of issue, but I think I got it. And then I also want to blend Activism down here into the black just a little bit. Something like that. I think she's really cute. And I think that's gonna be it for eyeshadow. So I am going to hop off, finish off the rest of my face and the other eye, and I'll come back on and let you know how I finish the look. Hello, we are back with the completed look. I really like how this look turned out. I'm feeling super cute. I hopped into this palette kind of wanting to get this one done and over with because it's a bigger palette, and I want to be crushing out these videos and the content, and I felt like this one was going to need the most looks. But I think I did a really good first look. We crushed out at least a third of the palette, so if I can use this many shades in all of my looks, I think it'll be a 3-look video, which has me feeling a little bit better. To finish off my face, for eyes, I went into the Wet n Wild pencil liner. It's just their black one. My mascara is the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. For my face, I went in with this combo. So this is the e.l.f. Skin Sun Touchable Primer. I like to put that on and let it sit for a minute or two, and then I like to go in with my e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I don't know the shade. My sticker ripped off, which is unfortunate, but I really like that combo. And then to set it, I just used the Jaclyn Cosmetics setting powder. And then for concealer, I concealed before setting. I only see one of them. I used two. Where are you? I put it away. I don't know why I put it away. I used this combo. This one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Cameo Concealer in Light Sand. And then this one is the Juvia's Place in 24. I just put like 3 little dots. I could do my face makeup if you guys wanted to see a video on that. It's super simple, so I always just do it off camera. But if you're interested, let me know. I wouldn't mind doing that for you guys. It's very light coverage. It's a super simple face routine, to be honest. It would be such a fast video, but if you're interested, let me know and I will consider it. For blush, I went in with the Game Beauty and Persona 5 collection. This one is in shade Queen. And then for highlighter, I went into the Jeffree Star Platinum Ice Cold. So yeah. Oh, and then for lips, I used the ColourPop lip pencil in Overtime, and then I used the Jeffree Star liquid lip in Wifey. These tiny ones, I got them like forever ago. I haven't bought Jeffree Star in a really long time, but these tiny ones, they like came super dry. I'm still trying to use them, but they came like this. They are garbage. If you like Jeffree Star, don't waste your time on the minis. I got a couple packs of them way back when, and first use, they were dried out. I'm still trying to use them up because it was a lot of money. I don't know why. Their big ones were fine, but all the small ones I got dried out and just absolute garbage. A lot of them I actually had to throw out. This one I think I've gotten a little bit of use out of. A couple of them I get like maybe a use or two out of, but it's dry. It's hard to work with. Don't get the minis if you are a Jeffree Star supporter. I got like at least 2 of the like mini bundles that came with like a bunch way back when, and yeah, when I bought them, they were dried out, and it hasn't changed since, so like I can kind of work with it, but I wouldn't waste your money. But yeah, that is the completed look. That's everything I used on my face. I love this. I'm actually excited to see what I do with the palette next, so let's go ahead and hop into look number 2. Okay guys, so jumping straight into look number 2, I was thinking we could use some of these like greeny blue like turquoise colors and then some pinks. So we're gonna start with Art, Parade, and Sexuality. So going into Art first, we're going to put that in not quite the brow bone, but almost pulled all the way up to the brow bone, and we're just going to have it pretty faded out just so it's like a subtle blend, because we're gonna use it to blend out that deeper turquoise shade. And I'm just using like a medium-sized fluffy brush, something like that. Super light, super simple. Next we're gonna go into a small fluffy brush and we're gonna go into Parade, which is that darker teal shade. We're just gonna put that on the outer crease about a third of the way in, and I'm just gonna blend that up a little bit. Once I have all the shades placed, I'll finish blending, but really packing it into that crease line. I think I want one more matte. I just don't know what yet. So we're gonna go into Sexuality, which is that like hot pink shade, and we're gonna put it on the inner part of that crease. And then I want something in between the two shades. I'm just not sure what yet. Let's go into the Love Wins, which is that like purpley pink. I think that'll blend the two together nicely. So we're just popping that right in the center of the two shades. This shade doesn't look very touched, so I don't think I use it very much. It's a little too similar to Sexuality, which it doesn't really look like it in the pan, but it'll do the trick. Just blending the shades together a little bit. I'm gonna go back into that first bigger fluffy brush and just blend the edges a little bit, just to smooth those edges. They were looking a little bit rickety, not so smooth. All right, I still am not super happy with the pigmentation I'm getting yet. I'm just gonna go back into all the shades and try and deepen everything until I'm happy. Just cleaning my house today once I'm done this. It is Sunday, which means it's time to get ready for a new week, which typically means cleaning, prepping lunches, and that sort of thing. I feel like I have so much stuff that needs to be organized, so do some organizing. I don't know how I'm feeling about this, but we're just gonna keep going and see what we can do with it. I am gonna put a deepening shade on the outer corner. I was thinking I would use Truth, which is like a not quite navy. It has a little more purple into it, I think, but nice deep shade, hopefully. And I did prime my eyes before starting as well. I just used my Morphe eye primer. It's not getting very dark. I'm just gonna pack it on quite a lot, and I'm just gonna go back into that smallish fluffy brush and blend the top a little bit. There was pink still on that. It's kind of muddy, hey? I mean, I think it'll be okay. We're just gonna keep going and see where it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and use some glitter primer, just taking it on a flat brush and putting it all over the eyelid. I don't know what shimmers I want to use yet, but we are about to figure that out. I think we're gonna use Stonewall and Peace. And Make Magic. Let's use all three. No, I lied. We're gonna use Stonewall, Make Magic, and Rise Up. That's what we're gonna do. So starting with Stonewall, we're gonna put that on the inner part of the lid. And then we're gonna go into Make Magic, and that'll go in the center of the lid. I'm not blending them together quite yet. Just wanna get the colors placed. And then we're gonna go into Rise Up and put that on the outer part of the lid. Okay, now we're gonna blend those shades together a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna wipe away a little bit of the fallout. We'll do most of the cleanup after, but we're gonna touch up the mattes now that we have those shimmers in place. All right, so I'm going into Parade, which was that darkish turquoise shade, and I'm just popping it back into the crease. It definitely faded away. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into wiping the brush off and going into Love Wins. I feel like once I put Love Wins in, it made it muddy, but we're going to just try and fix it. That looks okay. I didn't really need to reapply much of that. And then we're gonna go into Sexuality, which is that bright pink. Okay, I think that looks a lot better. I still wanna go back in with that dark matte and touch that up, but I'm gonna go back into Parade again, just a little bit, and just really pack it in the crease and try not to blend that part out because it just doesn't seem to want to stick. Maybe this is why I stopped using the palette, because some of the shades work so well and then some of them are just misses. I'm gonna actually go in with like a somewhat flat brush and just pack it into this crease spot, just because that's where it doesn't seem to be staying. I'm just really packing it in. All right, now I'm gonna go back into the fluffy brush, and I'm not gonna blend the crease part, but I'm gonna blend above it a little bit. And we're also going to pack in that dark blue shade. So just taking this pencil brush, going into Truth, which was that dark bluish purple shade, and I'm just gonna pack it down here, and I really want to blend it into that blue shimmer we have. I'm getting a patchy spot, but I think it's where my eyelash is gonna go, so I might just ignore it. I'm gonna try to fix it, but if I can't, I'm just gonna hope that my eyelash covers it. Do you see it? Like right there? There's just no pigment sitting there. Yeah, I don't know. This look number one really had me hopeful, and now I don't know, I think I just have to move along because I think that's as good as it's getting. I'm gonna pick up a little more of Rise Up. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. I'm going in with my glitter primer. We're going to pull out the glitter further to where that stupid patchy spot is and see if that'll work. See all this fallout? This look is not a vibe. See, and look, it's patchy again there. Like right in this. What the heck? Was that the wrong shade? I think I meant to use Harmony. Yeah, I don't know. This is looking rough. Alright, I cleaned it up the best I could. I think it'll be okay, but this look was a pain. So I think we're gonna go in with 1978, and that'll be for the inner corner and on the brow bone. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this look. I mean, I think end result it'll look okay, but I don't like how much effort it took to get here, you know? I could get this look from a different palette for a lot easier. Do I want to do an under eye? I feel mad at this look. All right, we're gonna do an under eye. We're gonna go in with some glitter primer, just the tiniest little dot, and I don't see the brush I usually use, so we're just gonna go back in with this flat brush, taking that glitter primer, and I'm just gonna pop it in the center. Now, I don't remember which shade I picked between these two, so we're gonna go in with Rise Up for the lower lash line. Alright, I think that's it for eyeshadow, so I'm going to hop off and finish off my face, the other eye, and everything, and then I'll come back and show you the completed look. Alright guys, we are back with the completed look. Now, do I like how this look turned out? Yes. Do I like how much work it took for it to look cute? No. I definitely could have used similar shades from a different palette and had a much easier time. I don't know why that shade just was not sticking in my crease. I had a really hard time getting this look to look nice and not patchy. End results, I'm happy. I think it's really cute. I feel like I could definitely go out in this. Not that I am today, but I could, and I wouldn't be totally embarrassed by my makeup. But it was way too much work. I don't know why my first look was so easy, but my second look was such a pain. I have no idea, but it was. I did manage to make it work. I could use these shades again and make it work again, but I don't know. This one was definitely trickier. Anyways, let's get into how I finished off my face. So my primer, foundation, concealer, and setting powder were all the same as look number one. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what is different. So to finish off the eyes, I went in with the cream gel liner in Outer Space, and then my mascara was the same, just the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. My lashes were off Amazon. I went for a bigger flare thingy with a little bit of blue just to kind of hide the fact that I was struggling so hard with the eyeshadow, to be honest. So I went with a nice big lash. It's not like a full lash. I cut most of my lashes down to half lashes just for comfort. But yeah, so that's what I did there. My blush and highlight, I went ahead and used my Devour collection. I just used both of the blush and the highlight. So I used Slay and Delicate. And then for lip, I did a pretty simple lip. I went in with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Bumble, and then just to line the lips, and then I topped it with Havoc, one of the glosses from Unearthly. I feel like I could, see, it's already messy, but I was gonna say, I feel like I could do a lip like this where it's just not too many things layered on top of each other. I think this is kind of the only way I'm gonna wear a gloss, most likely. Things can change, people change, but this is okay for me, whereas trying to layer it on top of something, I don't know, I'm weird with lips. So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I'm really actually quite happy with the end result of this eye makeup. But this is the first look I've done in a while where I felt like, why am I having such a hard time? Am I a noob? Am I a beginner? But no, I've been doing makeup for long enough and I've consistently had great looks where I'm like, wow, this looks incredible, and did not struggle. So I think that some of the shades I picked for today's look were just not the best. I don't know which shades. I think that darker turquoise was a problem because that one really struggled to pack. But same with that really deep blue that was a matte. That one also I didn't have a super easy time with. So maybe they just aren't very good at doing like blues and purples and those kind of shades. But we have at least one more look to do. We'll see if that uses up the rest of the shades. So let's go ahead and hop into the next look. All right, so we are gonna jump into look number 3. And honestly, if look number 2 wasn't such a pain to me, I think I would have broke this down into 2 more looks, but I'm gonna cram it into 1 just so I can move on to another palette because look number 2 frustrated me. So I'm gonna show you why. The colors I have left were Thrive, Nature, and Heart, which would have made such a gorgeous look with a few more colors pulled in. But then, and like, I'm sure it'll still be a good look, but it's just not what I had envisioned with those 3 colors. I was super excited. But then I also have Peace, and it was either Rise Up or Harmony. We're going with Harmony. If I used Harmony twice, I'm so sorry. One of them was supposed to be Rise Up. We're going with Harmony. So those 2 blues with those really nice nature and pink shades, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but those are the shades I need to use up. And I think I could have done a really cool look with the 2 greens and the pink. We're gonna find a way to make blue work with it because I want to move on to another palette. So we're gonna start with the mattes, which is the Thrive, Nature, and Heart, and then hopefully I get an idea of how to pull in the 2 blue shimmers. And if I pull in anything else, I will let you know as well, of course. So we're gonna start with Heart, the pink shade, and I'm gonna put it in the inner part of the eye. I'm gonna put it on my lid. I'll probably cover the lid up with the shimmer, but we're gonna put it on the lid as well as up, pulling it up to my crease a little, like up about halfway to my brow bone. Talking's hard today apparently. So it's my mom's birthday. We're gonna go out and get as many freebies for her as we can and just spend a day out and about and enjoying each other's company. So that's gonna be fun. So I don't want to take too long getting ready today because I don't know how long she's gonna take getting ready and I don't want her like waiting on me, but I'm really excited. We're gonna go to Timmy's and Starbucks. She's gonna give me her Timmy's because I can't drink at Starbucks because I'm celiac, and even though she does the whole gluten-free thing most of the time as well, just because it makes her feel better, she can cheat and risk cross-contamination, whereas I cannot. So I'm just using these fluffy brushes. Literally, it's what I use in all my videos right now. If that ever changes, I'll do my best to let you know. I'm really bad at remembering to talk about brushes. Something for me to work on. Always room for growth. I'm going into Thrive next, which is that like yellow green, and I'm putting it right beside the pink and blending it out. But yeah, so we're gonna get Timmy's, we're gonna get Starbucks for her, and we're going to get, I think New York Fries offers like a free fry, and then Sephora, we're gonna go get her Sephora gift. I was working a 11-hour event, and that's not including like travel time and all that, on my birthday the past 2 years, so I haven't been able to do any of these things and I felt like I was really missing out. But next year we're not doing that event again, so hopefully next year I get my chance to really enjoy those perks. I'm going into Nature now, which is that like really true green. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's really pretty. So we're gonna go get that, and I have like a whole list on my phone of places to see. Apparently Canadian Brew House does like a free nachos if you buy 2 drinks. We'll see if that's true, because that might be how we end our day, just each have a nice relaxing drink and some nachos. I think they can do them gluten-free. I have to double check the website, but I'm like, that would be nice. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for the day, and then I might do a little bit of shopping. I need some fall clothing, so if I see any good deals, I might pick a few little things up. We're just kind of winging it. I'm just kind of finessing the shades. I'm not really sure how I want them, but I really like this. I think I just don't know how to bring the blue in. It'll be okay. I think I know what to do. So I'm just gonna get these mattes how I want them, and then we're gonna play around. I might not cheat, but cheat. You know, I'll still use all the shades. Oh, my cat's in my windowsill. You know, my cat, I'm so sad. Okay, so she's a little chunky black cat. I love her. She's my baby. I've had her for like 10 years. She was like my first cat that was just my cat, not like my mom's cat that I liked. She was mine. Like when I bought my house, she came with me. I fed her. I did all her litter. Like she was my expense. She was my first baby, and she's like 11 now, I think, or something. Anyway, she's a little chunky black cat, and she has or had one white whisker, and we would always call it her wise whisker. I found it on her cat treat today. It fell out, and I know that's normal, that's fine, but it was her one white whisker. It was her wisdom whisker, and I'm really sad that it fell out. I'm hoping a new one grows in its place. I don't know if that's how it works, where it'll be the white whisker, but it was very upsetting for me, I'm not gonna lie, and I kept it. I put it in a little box because that's her wisdom whisker, and I had to. I'm gonna go use the two mattes, so it's a bit dark, but we're gonna throw this one in my inner corner. I don't care. And then we're gonna put Harmony on my lower lash line, and then I'm gonna figure out what I want to do with my lid to bring in shimmers. We're just gonna see how that looks and what I need to do to make it all come together. So going into piece, I don't know. Will it be okay? Will it end up looking cute? Find out soon. I have to like closely inspect my cat's face when I have a minute, just to see if there's a white whisker in the place of the one that fell out, because I gotta know. I'm just grabbing a little glitter glue for under the lash line, going in with this little angled brush, and just popping that glitter glue down here. This is cute so far. I'm not mad at it yet. Going into Harmony, just gonna run that along the lash line. Yeah, we're gonna go halfway, so we're gonna join it with that lighter blue that was on my inner corner, and we're gonna go about half-ish way, maybe 2/3 of the way, and then I'm gonna go in with the green shimmer that's in the palette, Activism, and that's how we're gonna connect it on the lower lash line. So we're gonna put that on the other side of the lower lash line and connect it with that green matte. I feel like my eye's watering. Hate when that happens. Something like that. That's the hard thing about the last look in these using every shade videos, because you end up forced to use shades you would not use together unless you're strategic about every single look you do, which, to be honest, I think I have been, but I also have not been, just depending on the palette. This one was too big for me to be strategic with. I just kind of was using things until they were all used up. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. Now, what do I want for we could just go with a nice subtle gold. Did I use Liberation? I didn't. That was another one that I haven't used. That's gonna go on my lid because I forgot to use it. So I'm just gonna gently pop it on with, I think, my finger. So I'm gonna use a tiny bit of glitter glue and just flopping it on. And then I'm gonna go into Liberation, which is this shade. I would have rather gold, but this will be okay. I think it'll work still. I'm gonna go in with a flat brush just to clean up the edges a little bit of that shimmer. And I'm kind of pulling a little bit of that blue in. It's sort of unintentional, but I think it's working. Like, it's helping these shades go together. I'm okay with that, I think. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna touch everything up a little bit. So I'm going back into Peace, the brighter blue shade, and I'm just gonna kind of pull it up a little bit just to make that line a little straighter. It was a little bit funny looking. And we're just gonna clean up that inner corner a little more. I have a headache. I woke up with a headache. I drank a glass of water before kind of starting my day. I still have the headache. Okay. And then we're gonna go back in with that other blue, the Harmony, and just touch that up a little bit as well. You know what? I think this worked. It wasn't what I had originally envisioned, but again, that's kind of the fun thing about... Did I pick the right shade up? No, I picked up the matte. I don't know. I was going into the green shimmer, but I think I went into the green matte. Just wiped it off, picked up the shade I did want. But yeah, that's the fun thing about this challenge too, is certain colors. Like when I finished my last look, I ended up swatching the colors that I hadn't used just to kind of see where I was sitting. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do 2 looks. because the first thing I envisioned with the first 3 shades, I couldn't make happen with the blue. And I was like, no! But you know what? I'm gonna call this look a success. I think it's cute. I think it's vibing. I would not have done it, I don't think, just on my own. I think that's it for eyeshadow. Should I put something in my brow bone? She's pretty cute. Oh gosh, my eye is watering. I have a wet spot like right here. Like, why? I gave my face a day off from makeup yesterday. Usually that's all I need to do. If my eye starts getting watery like that, it usually is like, bitch, give me a break, you know? And then I give it a break. All right, we're gonna go in with just like a pencil brush, and we're gonna use Stonewall, and we're gonna throw that on the brow bone just because, just for like a nice subtle. All right, I'm gonna hop off, finish off this eye, do the other eye, do my face, and then I'll come back, show you the completed look. We'll chat about the palette, but I think you kind of have an idea of how I'm feeling about it, which is mixed. I will be right back to show you the completed look. Okay, we are back with the completed look, and I'm really happy with it. So 2 out of 3 is not too bad, right? Let's just go ahead and tell you what I used so we can zoom out and finish up the video. So for my face, I used all the same stuff. It's my go-to. It's what I have. I don't really buy a lot of face products. If I ever use something new, I'll make sure to let you know, but if I say it once in a video, that's good enough. So what I used that was different: for my eyes, I used the same mascara, but I did use the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Good Reef. And then for my lips, I used the ColourPop Lip Pencil in On Ice, along with the Unearthly Gloss in Predator. For cheeks, for my blush, I did the Game Beauty in Queen. This is from the Persona collection. I used the Wet n Wild Halo Glow or something. It's, I don't know if you expect me to read that, but I cannot, so I'm not giving you a name for that one. She old, she broken, but that's what I used. Everything else that I used today was the same as always, so we're gonna zoom out and have a quick little chat, and then that'll be that. All right, so we are zoomed out. All in all, maybe I was just having an off day with look number 2. I think I would give this palette another chance because I do really like this look, so I think I'll play with it a little bit more at some point and try it again and see if I have any other issues. I'm not sure what I'll do. I'm not sure when I'll have time to play with it because I have a lot of palettes to get through still for this current series that I'm working on. I'm not mad at it. I am happy with 2 out of 3 of the looks, and again, it could have just been me having a bad day, my eyes being weird. Who knows? Side note, my eyes stopped watering. I'm so thankful because I'm like going out all day for my mom's birthday, just running around, going to get as many freebies as possible and stuff. I did not want my lashes falling off because my watery eyes was like loosening up that eyelash glue. I'm still gonna bring my glue with me for the day just in case, but I'm so happy the watering stopped. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Not my favorite palette. I don't think it's ever been my absolute favorite, but I am happy with the looks. I'm happy with the pigmentation. I'm happy with having some fun just being creative. So yeah, I'm not mad at it, and I will probably dip into this palette again. So if you want more inspiration, let me know, and if you don't, that's cool too. We can dip into some other palettes. That is it from me for today. So if you feel so inclined, feel free to leave a like or a comment. If you like my content, feel free to subscribe. I'm a very small creator and would love to grow a little bit and hopefully chat with some oh my goodness. I would love to chat with some like-minded makeup lovers in the comment section. I'm always looking for more people that just kind of vibe with me and vibe with who I am as a person, and yeah, so if you feel like chatting in the comments, feel free. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye!